not a physical or spirit. He birthed a physical flesh vessel to fulfill the flesh, but give thanks to Father because He's the Word became flesh, and always thanks and edify in this life, no matter how difficult it gets. There is a Creator, and all things have purpose. He does all things after His own counsel, and He does them for His own pleasure. So even if they're difficult, we still need to thank Him. And all times, difficult, long suffering is part of agape love. So I want to come in and share with the ministry, give an update here. You know, it's a small channel, so we're not it's a big channel, but I'm not trying to grow the channel. I just want to give an update. When I know it's a little early for some people, I came on there yesterday. If I just came on later in the day, I know most people are on later, but I work during the day most of the time, and then sometimes at the end of the day, I get a little tired. So, but either way, uh, I wanted to thank Father for this ministry to be able to share and give the update for the regular subscribers and the followers from over on the talk. Uh, but yeah, I was able to. I pulled the investment. I could have and should have, would have is not have anything. Can't do it like that. But could have taken a lot more profit off of it at one time. But things change, so this is something that I've had invested for years, so I went ahead and pulled, and I didn't take a loss. So took a win, and I actually left a little bit in there to just, you don't ever sell your whole stack of silver, right? So you always got to save something for a rainy day. So I've got more expenses, obviously, but this is the big, a huge expense is this house, this building, this single wide. I think it's a two bedroom. I thought it was a single, but I think it's a two. So I haven't heard back from them this weekend, but I was going through the pictures before I came in here and looking at it, and it needs, maybe they're cleaning it out or something. It's old, and it's, but it doesn't matter. It's the bones. It's something that's permittable and something that the county will pass so that I can continue to get power out here and put the septic system in here, and put a freeze dryer out and step this ministry up, get the game of the ministry up here a little bit. And so it's a big day. It did come down a little bit. I noticed just a little bit today, so I pulled it before the market came down. And I know it seems like a lot of things, we're going to go into a straight up, they can announce there's a recession, and that doesn't always mean that all assets go up. Some do, some don't. The necessities like gas and oil and food and, things that are non, you know, daily things, they generally continue to climb, and some of the things. So precious metals is what I was invested in, a mining company. And like I said, I invested in it during the the COVID way back then. It's been something that I've had for a long time, many years. So it's good to see. It'd been nice to take the profits at its high, but nobody can pick the top of a market. And so, like I said, it's not a loss, and there's still a little bit in there. So hey, that's a win, and you got to take your wins when you can get them. So kind of like I'm looking at the silver market, and I'd like to see a little bit higher price because they're paying back a spot. So you're going to lose a little bit right now, and so same thing. I'm not sure. I'm going to kind of watch here the next day or three. Things are really obviously, we're in the third world war. 33. There we go. Thank you, Father. Perfect. He birthed his son, and they hung him from a tree when he was 33. So thank you, Father, for that, for sending that vessel. But again, uh, I think again we're going to see, a continued propaganda in the the news slop is what we'll call it, the lame slop, the lame. It's all their media, the media slop. It's just a bunch of repetitive parrot mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird media. So, but it spins. They give it their spin, and the masses, they fall for whatever they've been propagandized. And so but you still have to be aware that if you're preparedness mindset, failing to prepare is preparing to fail, and I'm not going to fail and fall down. I'll get back up, but it doesn't mean I'm a failure. So you have to endure to the end, so you can't give up no matter how hard it gets, and no matter what they do, you got to be prepared. So looks like, again, we're not winning. If we were, they wouldn't be calling for help. We're not sending. There's no boat sent. No boat sent to help over there in that strait. So we are in the Third World War, and people don't want to talk about it, and that's okay. I don't. Father tells us don't sup with vipers and don't help people who don't want to help themselves. Those who don't work, they don't eat. So don't feed them the meat. Don't give them this. Don't cast your pearls, seeds, cast like the seeds, casting pearls like a net. We're supposed to be fishers of men. So people don't want to help themselves, leave them alone. Let Father's he already has his creation, his plan is there's no free will. There's no luck. Um, this is not by chance. He creates everything not written. So it hasn't been written. He is the creator. So the writer and the author, you can edit your name out of the book of life by doing yourself pornea, idolatry. He divorced his bride for that, but that's not a religious, that's a marriage. So who are you married to? Who are you married to, the world, or are you married to the word? So the word is what I go after, and it tells me to do this. Be awake, stay awake. Don't not get sleep at night, but don't fall asleep. You will come like a thief. Let no one take your crown. So that's that. Two temples on your head, like a crown, like a halo. The top. Put the light at the top of your temple. Put that's he is the light. So pure, unadulterated. Remember, idolatry is cheating. So people are cheating themselves, not getting prepared. And so it's better to have and not need than need not have. I'd rather be 5 years too early than 5 seconds too late, right? Exactly. So people don't prepare at all, and they're failing already. So don't help them, leave them alone. I mean, you can help them in the moment, but don't break bread with them. Don't invite them in your house. You don't sup. Don't give them a piece of fish, but then teach them how to fish. Don't continue to feed people who don't want to, don't work. So once again, what are their works? You know them by their works of darkness or works of light, like fruit. One bad apple upsets the whole apple cart, right? Like leaven, because it becomes bad, rots, or well, that's what it does. Leaven, it's sin, right? Yeast, or well, was the leaven was sin, or that same, parameters that it takes to make that has to be lukewarm, right? So that's why I said don't be lukewarm, don't add even a little bit. So don't hang out with people who are lukewarm. If they're riding the fence, leave them alone. If they're either hot or cold, he said, or I'll vomit you from my mouth. So careful what you eat. What should be might taste sweet to the to the taste, but should be bitter to the belly. And most people don't listen. I know gut. They don't have no belly instinct. People used to listen, wake up, and we're like, "I need to eat. What am I going to do today?" Right? Got to get in before the end of the day, find somewhere to lay down and find some place from the end of the night so I don't freeze to death, wake up and do this all over again, right? And they would instinctively think with their gut, but people don't have instincts anymore. They couldn't fight themselves out of a paper bag. They agrarian, or they'll die without a Starbucks, they'll die without the the Hortons or the Piggly Wiggly, whatever they go get their convenience, the Starbucks, whatever it is, convenience sells. So they love it, and they couldn't again go into the food, into the nature and feed themselves without dying. That's pretty sad when you still have an arm. Masse is the eating of human flesh, right? So don't eat flesh, human flesh. And so they Christ mass, they do their oil barbecue, eat it's whatever. It's the world I live in. Like I said, don't sup with vipers. Most of the world is inherently evil because uh, they do what the world is doing and not what the word tells them to do. So 2 John 6 is agape love, to walk and follow my commandments. That's to love Father. So if you love Father, you think you have a relationship, and he's going to love you and marry you through his son, right? The birth of his son. He said his son, he's going to prepare a place, come back and receive what it was already paid, bought, and purchased for. That's called redemption. He said, look up, right? Get your head out of your, never mind. For your redemption draweth nigh. So thank you, Father, for that. Not a single at YouTube. Again, giving thanks and giving all glory to the Redeemer, because he's not in the sky. And when you die, you don't go to the sky. So if you're one of those, please leave now. Please exit stage left or right, because I'm not this world stage that you live on. I don't play that little tap dance. I'm not up here to entertain you. Prepare the bride, right? Prepare ye the way. He said narrow is the way. So it's like a sieve, like a press, like a wine press. Remember? So does that sound like easy Jesus? Easy Jesus. Hold on, I gotta. What's going on? Majestic madness. How high are you? Are you higher than a B-2 bomber over Iran? Or a drone over the Strait of Hormuz? Oh, that's not very high, is it? So what's on your radar tower? What's going on in your neck of the woods? These people eat you like a vampire. Remember vampism, drinking blood, eating flesh, cannibalism. Just careful. They love their celebrations. Tell lies to their eyes and sell. They're marketable, right? They've been merchandised. So merchants, where do you put your treasure? Probably don't make any sense, do you? Does it? Like America, it makes no sense. Nope, not anymore. I used to, kid. So, all right, just coming in here, giving thanks to Father, secured obviously the funding, pulled the investment, and took some loss from before, but didn't take a loss overall. So that's not a loss. And when you got to take your wins, used to serve celebrities and never recognized them. Sell eyes to the bright, to the lifted, to the holly, like the space, Hollywood, waving the stick at you, orchestrating the stage. Actors, everybody knows an actor. The whole world's acting. The whole world's inherently evil. I told you, most people are evil and go to hell. That's what the scripture says. So don't shoot the angelos, is the word. Well, let me give you the definition. Messenger, like Revelation 9:11 says they have a king, the king of Revelation 9:11, the seventh king that'll be revealed is the eighth king. Angelos is the word angel in the English, but let me speak English, okay? Well, I speak many languages, but hold on. Angelos is messenger. Angel is a messenger. So don't shoot the messenger, remember? So they have their lies, remember? They mirror. That's what the Antichrist, you're either with Christ or Antichrist is a pagan term. Nobody hung from crosses. That's pagan as well. Jesus, that's a pagan term. Satan is Apollyon. Jesus Christ, birthed on December 25th. That's what everybody celebrates, right? See, everybody you know is evil. And you don't celebrate birth. That's the last thing you're should ever do in your life, is celebrate oneself, and especially the birth of oneself. So you couldn't be more vain. Never met a Satanist. Satan means adversary. It's anybody celebrates birth. If you want to somebody's Antichrist, it's somebody's not speaking up about people celebrating birth. And there's only two birth dates in all of Scripture. One was Satan, Jesus Christ, Mithra, Apollyon, the sun god, Baal, Kronos, Satan. Eat your kids, throw your kids in the fire. That's grove worship. Al, you do what the world is doing. So you're evil just like everybody else. Not 2026. You're not spinning on a ball, are you? Would you leave now? Remember, Hollywood, exit stage left or right. I don't care. I'm not here to entertain. Do you entertain? Serve, that's entertainment, right? Television, I'm not sure what you're serving. Are you bobbing on somebody's knob there? You doing the Jew ritual? Slobberknocker festival? Hey, I ain't playing in here. This ain't some silly little reindeer game, remember? So I'm serious about the word. He said, guard my commandments. Prior tyrant, serve the beast system, United States Army veteran. And this isn't something I'm just going to stand around and shut up. The silent majority that go down in history is shh, silent. They invoke their right to remain, use their Fifth Amendment right. Remember that one? Talk to the hand. How the last time you heard that? So, all right, I can't stay in here too long, guys. I got to do some more work, but I wanted to come in and do some update. I'll go a little bit, but out working out early, getting stuff done here. The weather's a little better today, and so time is of the essence. I thought I'd come in a little bit here. Been up, like I said, I get up before the sun shines, so normally before the first rooster crows. So got some eggs down in the belly. Gave gave the egg to the puppy. So doing the farm duties, getting everything fed and watered and all that, so we can move on and get some more fencing up here. And I'm gonna probably go into the little town here and go get a starter for that truck. It's going to put me down on the funds for, but that's not that much, and I'll figure out how to make up the difference. It's not like maybe it's $150 or something. I'll call as soon as they open up. So I don't have the time to wait for Rock Auto or whatever ordered off. That I'd probably say about $100, but I don't have the time. I need to move forward here. Like I said, time is of the essence. We're in the Third World War and nobody cares. So I'm already prepared, been prepared for this for some time, and I'm not prepared enough. Preparedness is a lifestyle. So you don't do it in panic. You don't do it in haste. You do it as a lifestyle. Like a farmer, it's a lifestyle. Can't your chickens get up whether you like it or not? The rooster crows whether you like it or not. You got to get a feed of water, cold, hot, rains, sleet, snow, shun it. You've got to take care of these things because they need you. So that's the lifestyle, regimented. So pray. Most people don't know what it is to pray. People are lost in space. They think there's gods in the sky. God's in the sky. No, he's not. That's exactly why he divorced his bride and called her a whore in the book of Revelation for going after gods in the sky. That's your best friend, your mom, your dad. That's not your mother and father in scripture where God is at. God is a title. So, see, I don't mesh too much with the world, right? Like splines, like cogs in a wheel, like the round and round ritual they do, Christ Mass, the birth of the sun god in the middle of the winter, Mithra. So can't help these people. They're spun on a ball, remember? Spinning. You spin me rice round, baby rice. So, all right, got to do what you got to do, right? So, well, don't do anything. Father's inside you. He sees what you're doing. You're not going to get away with the world. Does not see. That's the Father is inside you. You're not getting away with nothing. That's it. Maybe intentions, you might call it. So, thoughts in your head, remember? Idolatry, covetousness. So, all these things, most people are very, they covet the world and covet the dirt. Father doesn't want us to love the dirt. So, they become prey, victims of their own circumstance. So, isn't it silly? Little rabbits, tricks for kids. They celebrate the New Year's in the middle of the winter. April Fools, you silly little. Remember, he married his mom. He had sex with his mom. This is sickening. The world does it. They do their rituals. So, rich, remember? Where do you put your treasure? The love of money, not money. Money, you need money. I need money. I gotta get the power in here. Got to do the things for the ministry, But the loves, that's what you get up and serve every single day. Is that your master? He said you can't serve two. That's the word Lord. Lord. And he says you can't serve. That word was never written in scripture. That's not a biblical or scriptural word. Biblical. You mean Bible? That means book. It was written on stone, you silly little rabbit. Now it's written on hearts. Not tricks for kids like green clovers, blue diamonds, and purple horseshoes, some kind of lucky charms. There's no such thing as luck. No such thing as free will. No such thing as Lucifer. So yes, they become victims of their tongue, dialect. They spit venom like a snake, like two tubes, like two hollow needles. Welcome to YouTube. Well, spitting snake oil at you, careful. He said you and I was a snake before you let me in. Then he let Joe Biden. Oh, two cheeks to the same hole, wings to the same dragon. I don't do the politics. There's no such thing as politics. Poly is many, right? Meaning several. Many, and tick is a bloodsucker. So many bloodsuckers. No such thing as, that's a man-made term. History's being made every day. What are you doing about it? Can't change it. Remember, Father created all things. So what are you doing about it? Maybe it's AI. They think AI is like a computer can learn. Like, you can take the computer computer to the pooper. Remember, 010101. They think a computer can learn. It's advanced, not artificial. These people are artificial. They're NPCs, non-player characters, no skin in the game. Get it? Over the shoulder, third person shooters. Active. Watch out. It's a game to them, like World of Warcraft or Call of Duty. What kind of duty, remember? Can't serve two masters. So they're advanced, right? They're not. They're, remember, negated. So they think that a computer can learn. So remember, 01, have you ever programmed anything or done any graphic design? Or actually, remember, you used to take a whole building, or, well, a whole city block. Now you take the whole city block to the pooper, your office, remember? So pretty crazy. People got these devices. They don't need to be hooked up to the system. They're already, remember, attached, Oh, crap, honey, I left my tracking device at home. Honey, what the hell are you talking about, tracking device? I left my iPhone. So, oh, it's hilarious. It is. It's a comedy show. It is. It's like, remember Hollywood? They got comedy like Sign, not Language Failed, Seinfeld, all the, whatever. They're all evil. All of them, they do it. They rebirth. Their birth. That's what they're doing. They're celebrating their birth. So, carnation, not like roses or flowers or like ice cream, but like, they do their silly little rituals on you guys. You don't see it. They speak in about, I don't know, a couple hundred languages, but most people only speak one, especially if they speak American. That's the most common language spoken on the Western Front, right? So, American. What's up, American? Is it the Gulf of America? The hell is that? Gulf of America. That's the stupidest thing I think I've ever heard in my entire, eternal existence. I'm not. Death is a doorway and time is an illusion. So if you think there's such thing as time or death, this isn't the chat for you. You need to get away from me. You're stuck in the flesh. You'll be locked, gnashing teeth. Spirit is Hogadesh. Remember, the Hogadesh became flesh, right? And he fulfilled all the flesh. So we don't celebrate. And people celebrate, remember? So on the calendar, they do their fake, it's not 2026. Get away from me. If you think it's 2026, this is not the stream for you. Get away from me, you pagan. You're a lunatic. You know that, you and the rest of this world spinning. The Hebrew word is froerd. It means to pervert. You're perverted. You know that? You're very perverted like the world. You dirt. You love the dirt. You're split forked tongue like a serpent in the garden, Leviathan. You're crooked. So, you want to understand why you exist? You exist because you're eternal Hokodesh spirit. You were sent here as a test to your flesh and a test to your faith. Most people go to hell because they're inherently evil. Most people enter through the wide gate and are on the broad way. Remember, he has the key to the wide gate. So if you haven't figured out why you're here yet, well, you got a lot of growing up to do. That's all right. Most people have no idea why they're here. They think God's in the sky. They think they're spinning at 1,040 miles an hour on a ball. So that's okay. Remember, leave them alone. Froerd, it's a Hebrew word. It means to pervert. They're very perverted. So I don't do what the world does. They're split like a fork, or like in the road, or like a tongue. Like two snakes up a pole. That's called alchemy, serpent worship, mixing. And he doesn't want us to mix, marry truth to a lie. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. Walk and follow in the commandments. He says he's the vessel. No, he's the commander of the vessel. The body is the vessel. Remember, the eye is the lamp of the body. If it's filled with light, the whole vessel, the whole lamp is filled with light. If the eye is filled with darkness, the whole vessel, the whole lamp is filled with darkness. They don't mix, dark and light. Remember, he doesn't want us to marry truth to a lie. That's why you're here. Making any sense to you? Probably not. Like America, that makes no sense. Not even one penny. Imagine that. Like dragons, like checking out on the prison bus. Whoa. Yeah, it is quite addicting, huh? You can't, like, oh crap, honey, I left my tracking device at home. What do you mean, honey? It wasn't an iPhone, it was an Android. I left my Android, remember? Boom! They can blow the thing right up in your face. Remember Israel? People have forgotten this tech. We get stuck to it. Hey, it might just blow up right in your face. Careful. That's history, baby. People forgot. Remember, stand in the line? Well, on the X666, wear the face diaper, do the ritual, masquerade, the whole, yeah, acting like children, wearing face diapers. People are easily to forget, you know, all the tech they use to that to track and trace. And sure, remember all that? That was part of it. Digitally, it's coming. It's already here. The beast, the seventh king, is already being revealed. It's a spiritual beast. So better get off the flesh. Don't worry about it. Hokadesh is spirit. They are all spirits. Where you go after this death, you don't get flesh. People are thinking you die and go to the sky. You don't die and go to the sky. Father is the word. You don't die and go to heaven is the word. Well, that's where Father's at. So if the Father is the word, I'm going to go to where my Father's house is at, prepare a place, and we'll come back and receive what I already bought, paid, and purchased. His bride is already paid and purchased for. No free will, no luck. Nope. No Lucifer. There's not a word ever written in any scriptural text, and people like to add. And he said, don't do that. Remember, alchemy? They're magicians. They're magi. Here, gee, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Almost said like somebody like a donkey, like Shrek. So I got to come up with a good donkey. Somebody give me a good Shrek line. I don't know any good Shrek lines. I don't like Murphy. Eddie, he's one of them too. So Delirious, I remember back then, but it's just programming. Don't you remember that? And then a big brown shark came. All right, I'll stop. And G.I. Joe got stuff. All right. Just came in here, wanted to give thanks. Always comment off the comment section. You know what I'm saying? It's what makes this ministry what it is. I can sit all day and talk to myself, turn the comment section on, make channel content, but what makes this content channel is the body. I'm just one dude on YouTube. Been doing this for 12 years. This ain't my first rodeo. Remember? Farmer. I'm an eternal being. I've been doing this yeah. But anyways, purpose is to serve the word. The word. You're here, remember? Heaven and earth shall perish, but my word will never die. So you might want to get with the word. Everything else is gone by fire this time, not by water. Remember the promise of the rainbow? I've seen of this hokey pokey, turn yourself around. That's what it's all. He said, I'm bringing to Lot, get your wife, get your children, get your wife, get your kids, and get the flock out of Dodge. I'm bringing the fire, baby. And he's going, yep, the promise of the rainbow. Remember, silly rabbit, tricks of her kids? No, Lucky Charms, get it? Yellow moons, green clovers, purple hearts. No, purple hearts. Oh, serve of the beast. Why? You don't trust anybody. It says, believe no man. And under this covenant, a woman can share the word. We're equally yoked under this covenant. Remember, Mary declared a woman couldn't even speak under the Old Testament church. So remember, the temple wasn't a church, called a temple. Remember, if you were a Gentile, your father didn't care what you ate. You didn't have to let the land lie fallow. You weren't under the Sabitical laws. You could eat shrimp, pork. You could do whatever you wanted. Remember? So women are just equally yoked under this covenant as men. Mary declared it, the Hamashiach, the Messiah, had risen. So, and we are. And if you don't, then you're being a Jezebel. You're not listening to Father's word. We're equally yoked. Treat everything the same. Do not judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruit. So you already failed this testament. And that's okay. We do. We all fall short of the word. So they are weaker, we believe, at birth. Now, if you say that, you'll have to leave. I won't have you in here. You're a viper. Women are, they dislodge a near watermelon through a crack in the wall and leak 9 quarts of oil and still function properly. I guarantee you'll fall out. I guarantee I could have women come dig more holes than you. Guarantee you're weak. I can already tell by your brain. It's not in the word. You're in the broad way. You're a racist too. Women are equally coveted. Why is a woman less than a man? She only was subservient to a man when it came to the word. You're a racist and you're a misogynist, and I'm not canceling masculinity. So don't speak anything else in here. Just leave now. You don't have to say anything else. I've already seen enough out of you. Goodbye. Get out of here. Don't let the door hit you. 2 masters, that's Lord, word splits you. Women are not, we're equally yoked under this covenant. That's right. You're a Jezebel is what you are. Get out of here, Jezebel. Goodbye. Don't be mad, girl. Just go away. You already act like a little bitch. Why are you whining? A dog? What kind of dog are you? You a shepherd? Are you leaving the flock? Leading the flock? Where are you going? All bark, no bite. So Careful, you've been in here for a minute, country minute. Remember, I'm a freaking calluses on my hand. I'm a farmer. I ain't playing with silly little keyboard warriors. Women will run circles around you. Women work hard. Like I said, they're resilient. They dislodge, remember, a near watermelon through a crack in the wall and still leak 9 quarts. Oh, I bet you fall out so fast out here. How many holes do you think you could dig? Any ladies in here want to take up, this weak-minded man? Doesn't even know what the word tells us. Equally coveted, yoked. A woman is only be subservient to the word. That's it. It said you treat a woman's body like you treat the church, like you treat your own. Get the fuck out of here now. Don't put in anything else. If you're in here, get out of here. All right, you're not. You just don't listen. Number of maturity is 7. Be 7, and then you can. When you've been mature, it's an adult only stream. It is. This is what this stream is about. It's an adult. It's about treating people equally yoked. Why is a woman less than a man? That's ridiculous. Now you're going to tell me there's different races. There's one race, and it's the human race. You don't act with humanity, you won't make it here. Whatever, man. We all got to be on this rock together. You're going to tell me somebody's below me? Do you understand me? Okay, well then get off your knees there, madness. I know when I've been licked. Why don't you overstand? Don't worry, I already moderated them, so appreciate whoever gave me a donation to the ministry. So, whoa! What the hell was that? Lee? Oh my goodness. So, but anyways, I have to moderate that. Men and women are equally yoked. Remember, under the Old Testament, a woman was supposed to be subservient. Like when Ahab left, Jezebel taught the children this Baphomet worship, Baal in the grove. Okay, I'm giving it to you straight. And so a woman couldn't speak in the church because it was part of the Old Testament. That was under Deuteronomy. Go read the scriptures. You're not falling in line with what the scripture tells you. Now, I don't condemn anybody out of this channel. Never have, never will. I don't even myself have never permanently moderated anybody from the channel. I said they can grow up and come back. And 7 is the number of maturity. If you want to be mature, then you need to be 7. Go back and read the 7 things in scripture it tells you you're supposed to be doing to be matured. And then come back. I guarantee you'll have read the scripture and you'll realize that we're equally yoked. Remember, Ahab's children was taught this Baphomet worship by Jezebel. Okay? And that's what he doesn't want us to do, is unequally yoked with somebody who's not equally yoked. So that's why I'm not going to have somebody in here who's spreading that a woman is below a man. She never was under the Old Testament. Okay? She was never under the Old Testament. She was subservient to the teaching, so that when he went to work, she would teach the children the agape. None of this nonsense that you've been taught that, like, go get me a beer. That's not how this covenant works. It says you would treat a woman's body like you treat your own body, like you treat the church. So you don't treat women below you. That's never been a thing. Stop it. You don't understand the testament of the old. And under this new covenant, remember, Mary had declared that the Hamashiach had risen, given women a voice just as equally as strongly yoked as men. You military army veteran. I worked with the first military police sniper and sergeant. I don't want to give out her name. She was a hardcore woman, and she did everything. She didn't act. She was a soldier. Okay. And she did exactly what she was told to do. Now, women have a different physique and a different military standard. They're built differently. I'm not saying that, but don't tell me a woman can't do what a man can do. You're out of your mind, and that they're below us in any way, shape, or form. That is blasphemy to the Old Testament. It was about the teaching. She wasn't supposed to be subservient. If a woman wants to do something for her husband because she has a wants to do those things, I didn't understand that because I've never been yoked with a woman like that. But I do understand that's her ability to want that for her. That's not being subservient. That is her wanting to maybe get her husband's clothes out the night before. She didn't have to be told to do that. She does that on her own. I'm that type of guy in a relationship. It's the little things that make a difference to me. We should be equally yoked. I would never treat somebody below me. Never ask anybody to do things, something that I wouldn't do myself. Get up and get yourself up. That's not how that works. So I don't know who gave that donation, but I'll let you know I appreciate it. I did secure the funding for the ministry for the building. I've got to go through, already paid for the conditional use permit. I have the building here. I can be in this. The next building, hopefully, again, here soon. It came from a guy who is a man of God. All glory to Shiloh. He is my neighbor, and he's a good neighbor, and he's not afraid to say it in public at all. You know, he's very outright about his faith and doesn't hide it. And he's a hard worker. He's a farmer, and it's not that he's a horse trader like me. So I appreciate that. I just want to let you know I don't waste funding out here. Dollars and cents, and no matter where you come from, are hard to come by. So I don't waste anything out here. I'm actually a minimalist, and that's why I'm trying to get this property on the grid to provide a freezer and a freeze dryer so we can provide back to you. Okay, so whoever that was, if you'd like to come out, I don't make a big deal and give you brownie buttons. And tithing is something that's done in secret. We don't do it to gain, oh, look what I did. You do that because Father draws you. It says in the book of Malachi, if you find a man that's feeding you the meat, give him 10% of your earnings. I don't want 10% of your earnings. I don't want any of your dollars. I want you to spend time here when you have time. This is a ministry. This is a body. Okay, I'm one of the whole here. I just come and bring this up because I lack fellowship, because I'm a loner, separated, set apart, don't want to do society. Not too far away. I lived in there, a little town. I'm 100 miles from Walmart. I don't separate myself so far that I can't fellowship, but I have before, and that's what I lacked. And that's why this channel was created, because Jim Brown at Grace and Truth Ministries, who Pastor Jim Brown is my brother and teacher. I pastor and ministry the gospel and mirror as well as the celestial, as he does not do. The celestial gospel is written in the firmament, it says in Psalms, but I do mirror predestination. The former channel was Predestined for Light, so I appreciate it. Brother Jim, he's never going to ask anybody for a tithe. He'll teach you about this. I mirror this because this is what we're supposed to do. He told me, you can't separate yourself from people like that, Tracy. That is not good for you. You need to go share that light that you're hiding it. And put the scripture, put the word on me. So all glory to Father for Jim Brown, my teacher, my pastor. He says, call no man teacher, but he is, please, you know what I'm saying? He's not above me. He's no higher than any, but I guarantee there is not a better way to learn the word of Father through any man. And he said, be sure no man deceive you. So please discern everything. But if you've never been to Grace and Truth here on YouTube, this is Faith and Truth, HDFaT. Remember, meat. If you find somebody who's feeding you the meat, give them, the fat was the best part of the meat in the day. That's what they called the fat. It was the fat of the meat. So tithe with your time, okay? And I appreciate it. I'll let you know that, I don't have any other life. My life is the ministry. So Father made me dedicate myself to this purpose long ago. I started serving as a military veteran at 17. I joined the Army's delayed entry program before I could even, was an adult, knowing I needed to serve. He just makes different people, two kinds of people, service to self and service to others. Do not judge them by their cover. You will know them by their fruit. So I appreciate whoever gave that tithe. That's very appreciated. Like I said, it's every dollar counts. And so I'll let you know that I'm going to take that tithe and put that towards the water, or the starter that I think I worked on that truck for a long time, and I only drove it like 5 times, but I believe I have everything going now properly, except for it won't turn over the starter completely. And now I have, because I couldn't get it to do it in, I've got power, everything. So today I'm going to go get a starter. If I ordered it off of Rock Auto, it probably cost about $75, but I probably have to wait a week or 2 to get it. I need to get it because I need to get it up and sold, because I need to cover the permit costs now. I've covered the conditional use, but I have a permit on septic, permit on electric, permit on putting the building in. So selling this truck will let me take the next step here at the ministry. So it's much appreciated. I really do. I don't know. Again, all glory to Shiloh. This ministry is here to provide for others. Eventually, there's buildings been built out here to provide for this body, the ministry. If anybody ever come, I can't make anybody come here, brothers and sisters. I can open the door and I can offer and tell you, this is what's here. This is here to serve you. We might even be able to have a barbecue come some, September or something like that. Have a couple people come out and enjoy, but it is always here for you. This property was never bought for me. I bought it to build a community. And this is what Father, now I see why. So, There is the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. Come out and enjoy it. It's a beautiful place out here. The largest dark sky sanctuary. I mean, you could see the Milky Way galaxy go from one side of the property all the way, and obviously that turns up there and spins, but it's a view of the stars like nowhere else. It truly is. The largest dark sky, 2.5 million acres set apart and protected from light pollution. And I'm off the grid, so I don't really have any lights, get solar out here. So if you're ever in the area, it's Silver Lake, Oregon, please come enjoy this ministry. Okay. I hope that I don't do all this without the online ministry is what is more important than anything, because it doesn't have to be a physical. Okay. The physical thing is actually, remember, wrestle not against flesh and blood. Paul said, principalities, powers, spiritual. This is Hokadesh, the spirit. So, but I would again hope someday, and have faith. I don't care. I don't have hope. I have faith that people will come here and enjoy this ministry. And maybe again, that if I get this property on the grid, can rezone it over once it's done again to the church, that I can bring this residency up here and can actually build housing for people out here. Done. Build it out of the sweat of my brow and charge not a dime. I don't mean free, because if you don't work, you don't eat, so to speak, but free housing for people in this ministry that want to transition over to a country lifestyle. Jim Brown has been trying to do this for over a decade. I might be able to make this happen much quicker because I'm in a better position. I don't live in Hendersonville, Tennessee, where land's expensive. That's like living in Bend. I live out in the country. So thank you, Father, providing housing for people who want to, learn how to go off grid and still have some amenities, have both lifestyles, be on the grid, 1 foot in the system and 1 foot out of the system, guys. Give unto Caesar, right? What does it say on that coin, right? So sometimes we have to be a part of it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. So we need to provide, you know what I'm saying, for ourselves. And by self-sufficiency, providing ways to grow food. What do you need? Food, water, shelter, right? If that's all there and being provided, you don't have bills. You ever thought about a zero cost of lifestyle living? I mean, you might have some costs, but your major cost is your food, right? Your food and your water and your electric and your housing. But if that is covered and you could have that cost taken care of, just do it in a different fashion, then you have time to go fishing in the Cascade Lakes and go see the dunes out here. Go down to the hot springs in Summer Lake. They've been down there since the early 1900s. They're beautiful, made out of all that. There's all kinds of amenities around. This is an outdoor paradise, and you could do that with your time because you can get your time back. Most people are lost into the 9 to 5, cap their earning potential, and then with the inflation cost, they're always chasing the carrot, and that's how it works. They do that. The 9 to 5, you never really have time to actually take that vacation that you want. And if you do, you're so stressed out on vacation because you got to go home in a week or two or whatever that you don't even really enjoy yourself. I mean, that's not the American dream, brothers and sisters. The American dream is having time to spend, sitting there, in a hammock, watching the sunset, beautiful sunset, and maybe hiked in at a lake, because you don't need to have most people want to live in a big old house on this little crushed up next to somebody on a small piece of land, so close to your neighbor you can hear them pass gas. But I'd rather live on a big piece of land in a smaller house. I can build multiple houses out, right? So yeah, there you go. And enjoy. And then see, I'm putting the freeze dryer in here, brothers, sisters, so that I can preserve food. I'm like a chipmunk, like a squirrel, instincts mad, like a bird doesn't need to be told fly south. I do these things. I'm thinking about the winter and the summer and the winter. I just have instincts. His father waved me. I'm a veteran. There's prior law enforcement, so I kind of a little, there's laws. He tells us these are dietary. We're not under the law, okay? He fulfilled. He didn't abolish. He fulfilled, but we're not under that. I'm just saying. But part of having extra oil, he tells us to put up that extra oil. We're supposed to actually put up for our children's children. That's what the scripture says. Go read it. I don't sit there and be one of these people and quote every single verse and every single number where it's listed. I'm telling you what the word says. Go find it. And then you can, if I make variance, you come back and correct me. That's called your mother with the word. I can be corrected, absolutely. But it does tell us to put up these things so that our children can have. And so food is a great thing. Preserving food for 25 children is your children's children, correct? Children's children. By the time they have children, it's called a freeze dryer, okay? They're very now relatively affordable, and they are way more affordable than you would ever think. And especially when you can do things like that for 25 years and know that you have, food is going to keep going up. The cost is never going to come down on food. Okay. That's just something that's going to continue to rise. It's just the way it is. Some things, well, because of supply and demand, not so much demand, are going to bounce around. But preservation is something that I do. A water glass, dry. Look at all this stuff. I have slews. I'm surrounded by this. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop putting up food, because I know there's going to come a point where it's not going to have access because of the supply chains get cut off. Take, for example, when there's a hurricane and there's some kind of tornado or some kind of storm, the stores clear out in this country, in America, like that. Everything but the fake meat, right? Hey, we had a victory. Woo! Okay. So I appreciate it, guys. This is something that Father wants me to do. I don't have any other mission. My mission is to get this property up, get more chickens out here, get more meat birds, get rabbits out here again. I've done hogs, dogs, rabbits, chicken, sheep, goats. I mean, I've done this. This is a full functioning farm, guys. So someday there may be bodies out here to enjoy all this. That's where you take your food security back, your time back, and you get your life back, and you start actually living what is called the American dream. You cannot sit there, be hanging by a string, just barely holding on, but not just surviving, but thriving. It takes work because you got to build a base. Here's an example. Look at that. I make my own power. I haven't had a power bill out here for 10 years. Now I can actually afford to have a power bill because I paid all that up front. Now I still have all this, even if I hook up to the power. See, I got 1 foot in the system, right? Here's you. If you're not out of the system, here's you. Okay, I got 1 foot out of the system because I'm a farmer. I supply. I still use the system, though. I still use the system. So there's this new system that's coming, right? And if I don't like the new system that's coming, well, I just check out of the system, right? But see, you got both foot in the system. You don't have one out. So when the new system comes, guess what happens? You're going into the new system, whether you like it or not. Write that down. Remember what I just told you. You're going to do this whether you like it or not. These happens throughout scriptural, historical, biblical record. There is transitions throughout what we call history that takes people by, storm, if you will. And he said he'd come like a storm. Remember, I'm telling you, like, well, in the clouds, every knee will bow. Okay. So you need to do what it is that he tells you. He said, be a wise virgin. Remember, there was a wedding and the door shut on the foolish virgins because they didn't have extra oil, right? So he said, put up extra oil. And this is all about a wedding. Put an amen if you want to say that. I don't say that, or a hallelujah or whatever in the chat if this is about a wedding. And then the foolish virgins don't have extra oil, do they? They don't put up any store. See, it wasn't just the oil. Remember, they said, "Hey, we need your oil," and it wasn't for the lamps that they were asking, that the oil that was in the lamps that the virgins had brought. They were foolish and wise virgins. It was the extra oil that they were asking, and they said, "No, because see, he doesn't want us to help people. Those who don't work don't eat." Right? You're supposed to be charitable, not to everybody. Do what the word tells you to do. Do not sup with vipers. Do not cast your pearls before swine. Your treasure, your seeds, sowing seeds. The enemy came and sowed seeds while you were sleeping. So don't go to sleep. You need to be doing these things. You need to be vigilant about what you do. Have extra oil. And this is about a wedding. So no amens, no hallelujahs. But hey, every day I think about that, just so you know. This is about a wedding. Everything is about being called out in the book of life, which is the wedding supper. Don't sup with vipers. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Hello, it's in the word. So, hallelujah. Appreciate that title. Hold on, I'm going to pull this. I got the wood stove going in here, and it's getting a little bit warmer. Let me go hang this up real quick. And then do it one more time. So much Agape. Appreciate it. Again, maybe you don't get what I'm saying, but hopefully maybe one of you that's just beating the snot out of you. The word of God is not supposed to feel good. It's supposed to cut to the core, to the marrow, to the quick, all the way down. It's not a feel-good Jesus. Remember, I come with a sword of division, not peace. I don't come to bring peace. Peace is antichrist. Anybody's teaching peace and prosperity is because they're east and becoming your own system, becoming your own chain, not some blockchain. You're going to be tied to that new system. Remember, 1 foot out, 1 foot in. When the new system comes, welcome to tokenized, credit score, digitally tracked and traced communism. It's their new coin system. You've been tokenized. It's like a game at the Chuck E. Cheese, a skee bowl or something. They get you throwing balls or whatever they're doing. Tickets. You're getting tickets. Yeah. Papers. All right, hold on. I made my last 3 days. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm not a big sugar person. Oh, especially this early. But anyways, so moving on. Okay, guys, I wanted to update you again. Appreciate the tithe. I don't know who gave that tithe. It might have been that person I threw out of here. I didn't, whatever. I don't care. Father's timing is perfect. But whatever. Don't tell me a woman is below a man. You're blasphemous, heathenous swine. Don't tell me that any one of us are below any of us on this rock in that fashion that, you know, you will know them by their fruit. And that doesn't mean you just don't sup with them. You know, let them be. Father, for destruction from the foundation of the world. Do you understand? Okay, so you're not going to, don't think you're going to change anybody today. I thought I was out there being able to fix people and bring them to God and fishers of men, and that's all blasphemy. Father already chose from the foundation of the world who is a vessel of wrath. You'll know them by their fruit. Do not judge them by their cover. What are they? They can say whatever they want to say, and the word is powerful, but what is it? What is their fruit? Okay, so that's why we give people a couple times in here and then they're gone, period. See you later. Adios, muchacho. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. We're not here to grow this ministry out, make it big and blow up on YouTube, be famous. We're trying to be infamous. Infamous means what are you going to leave after you die? What are they going to say about you after you're dead? That's infamous. Go down as infamous in record, right? Because history is written in a book and the victor gets the spoils. The loser gets to shut up, loser. You don't get to write the history. We get, remember? Woo! Yeah, so you're only seeing one side. Most people are very jaded. So what will they say about you after you're gone, right? Who cares? If they probably, hey, if you're loved by the world, he said you'd be hated by my Father. So if the world doesn't love you, saying a bunch of nice things about you, and the word nice means to be stupid, right? Okay, moving on. So, okay, all glory. I pulled the investment, Sabrina. This is my sister in Christ. She's got a strong intuition. She's an Inuit, so she's going to do things like think about seasons and times that not like most people do, just because of a strong instinct. And I don't group somebody up just because they're Inuit, but watching her fruit in this labor, in this ministry, I've seen she has that mentality. Very prognosco, to have foreknowledge of. She's always thinking ahead. And I appreciate her in here a lot because she filled the gap quite a bit during the times that I had taken a leave of absence or whatever, and continues to come in here and support this ministry through outstanding comments to the ministry too. So not perfect. I'm not perfect. She's not saying in any way. She got her rough edges just like I do, but you'll know her by her fruit. See what I'm saying? So thank you, Sabrina, for stopping by again. Appreciate with Cage coming in here. So just trying to give you guys an update. You know, like I said, we're going to do this. And so I pulled that investment. And like I said, I could have probably made another double what I just pulled, but I didn't pull it soon enough. You know, you got to learn how to take your wins too, you know, and I'm not giving any economic advice, but where are we at? If we're getting ready to go to a recession, we've seen some peak in such things as, you know, precious metals and some of they may, if we come down, recession, depression, that means prices come down. They don't go up. Nobody could afford to go buy anything, right? They're piss poor, right? They got to save their piss to tan hides, right? They're dirt poor. They live, you know, like in the dirt, you know, this terms. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to afford when silver's $100 to buy any of it. You know what I'm saying? Let alone $50. So where do you pull your, and I'm not giving any economic advice. Where do you pull your profit? Well, when you have made a gain, it's never wrong to pull profit. It's actually never wrong to pull your original investment. And that's basically what I did today. And a little bit more. And I left a little bit in there. Is that not a win? See what I'm saying? Now, is that not a win? Now, I lost because I didn't get it at the peak and it might go back up again, but did I win or did I lose? You know, it's kind of like going to a blackjack table with $100. let me throw this at you. We'll go back at this. And I'm not saying gambling, which is not, it's for entertainment purposes. But if you went to a blackjack table, let's ante it up a little bit, right? Let's say with $1,000, right? $1,000, and you lost $500 and you get up from the table. Are you a winner or are you a loser? And you shouldn't be going there until you can lose the whole 1,000 just to throw it away, make it rain and throw it in the air anyways, just so you know. It's an entertainment thing. Could you potentially, because there's no luck, just hear me out. If you went there with $1,000, you threw 500 at the table, you didn't get, you doubled down, whatever, and you got up with $500 with your pocket. Are you a winner or are you a loser? Put it in the chat. $500 in your pocket. Come on, spark the algorithm, guys. We got to get this channel going again. It's getting a little hard here. Like I said, out of this algorithm, I thought when we got our monetization back, we were going to get the chat back, but they keep just shadow banning this chat like crazy. So I know people constantly. It's like I seen Dial Up in here earlier said something. He made a comment about something he said earlier. So, Donald, you go to a blackjack table. You have $1,000 to throw away. It's worked all. You're going to entertainment. You go to Vegas. You go to Reno, whatever. You're on some reservation or something. You're up in Washington. I don't know. You're here in Oregon. They got casinos. You go there with $1,000, knowing damn good and well you don't bring your debit card with you. You only go with as much as you can lose, knowing you can lose it all and still have a good time and go, man, I had a good time. So you take $500, right? And it's gone before you know it. You're like, man, okay, I still got $500 in my pocket. Now I came with 1,000, and you get up and you decide to leave. Are you a winner or are you a loser? Are you a winner or are you a loser at that point? Now it's just a matter of, I don't know, half full, half empty. You tell me. Are you a winner or are you a loser? You go to the craps table, you go to the blackjack table. I don't know what your game is. You come with 1,000. You throw 500 at the house wins. You got $500. You get up at that point. Are you a winner or are you a loser? You still got $500 in your pocket. Did you lose or did you win? It's a matter of perspective. I just want you to know. I've said this. I don't know anybody else. Yeah, well, there you go. See, you already won because you came there. You say Donald's kind of got it. I didn't get your thing. You won because you already had 1,000 to go there to throw away. So you're already a winner, right? In my eyes, right? Good analogy, Donald. I appreciate that. That truly is. That's a good analogy. You don't go there unless you can throw it away. Unless you can make it rain and throw it in the air, right? You don't go with money. You never go to a casino or put somebody and thinking that you're going to win and get an investment and get. That's not how that's. Well, no, hold on. I didn't yet. Nate, I didn't, okay, because I know I didn't hear from him. But what I did, we'll go back to what I'm saying. I had an investment originally that I put in during the COVID, okay? The VOC out of here, COVID backwards, okay? Right? And so today, the market went down, but before it went down, I pulled profit. Now, I pulled my original investment. out. So I got my original investment back. A little bit of profit and left some on the table out there to still, something happened, something could go up. So did I win today? Because it was a lot higher. I mean, considerably. What I pulled today, it was almost double the other day. But a lot's have happened in the markets. A lot of, we're how many days into this Iran, third world war? This is getting very serious right now. So that's a win, is it not? I still got some on the table. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the game. I pulled my original investment and I took a profit. The original investment. So I got 3. See what I'm saying? I got 3. I pulled my original investment, which is never a loss. Because anything you leave on the table is a win, right? That's how you become a winner, brothers, sisters. A lot of people, and I've done this, I'm guilty of this. They invest in something, but they don't know when. You don't know where the top of the market is. I didn't get it. I knew I should have. I knew it. My gut told me I'd pull that profit right now. I probably could have taken another 5. And what I'm saying? It is what it is, So take the win, leave some on the table, pull the original investment. Hallelujah. So what? I didn't get what I got the other day. What am I being selfish for, right? I was able to get my original investment. It's been sitting in there for 5 years or something, guys. It was one of the checks that they sent out, right? I was like, I got one of those checks. I was like, hey, I'll piss the government off. What could I do to really piss them off? Well, they want you to go buy a cheap Chinese television. Remember, they want you to go buy crap. They want you to consume, go buy another Murray lawnmower, not a mining stock in the Tonopah District of America, in Nevada for a junior mining company. No, you're not supposed to buy that. Buy crap. Keep the consumer going, So that's what I figured I'd do, something that would really piss the government off. So I bought a junior mining stock in Nevada out of the Tonopah District. It's called BlackRock. Used to be BlackRock Gold, and now it's not the same BlackRock as BlackRock Silver. So I've talked about it in here, guys. So it was up over 2 years. It was up 700%. 750%. Why I didn't pull a profit, I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Over the last 2 years, because when I bought it, boy, it tanked down too. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. It went up. Could have pulled profit then. I didn't. Then it went back even out. Then it went up. Then it went down. Then it stayed down for a while. Then it kept going way up with the silver, like the silver run. You know what I'm saying? It went way up. And then I didn't. And I knew it that day. I'm like, I should pull right now. I was like, I need this to pay for this building. I needed to pay for the building. I needed to pay for it. I should have taken it because I could have had another, what I was short. And I could have left it all in there right now. But I pulled it. So if you ask me, I don't care about that. I'm just mentioning it to you because it needs mentioning. If you're, and I'm not giving any economic advice in this channel. Okay. So somebody just gave the tithe. I appreciate it. Every penny counts. I'm going to use that today as part of what I need to go get the starter for the truck, because I need the money for the truck starter now, because I'm pretty certain, I'm not 100%, that it will start as soon as the starter goes on. I couldn't get the starter to go. I mean, I've been working on it for a while. Okay. I keep telling myself I've tried to have somebody come fix it 3 times and it probably already been fixed, but guess what? I think I got it knocked out. So today, I think the starter is about $150. I called around yesterday out of town, called too late at my little part store here. I'm going to call them. It was 150, 170, 179. So I appreciate that tithe. That's a portion of what I need. And that would have put me down for the house, Nathan. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It would have put me down. And then they'd have probably called me and go, hey, I want to do the deal. I don't think they're going to bark over the 150. Okay. Or 179. I could probably say, hey, I'll bring this to you. I had to get this truck fixed or whatever. We could probably do the deal. I even felt comfortable with not even pulling this out, that I could still make it work. But then it hit me yesterday. No, take this win. Even if you didn't get what you get, you can still pull a win. You'll feel better because you have the house there. Next is going to come the permits. Now, I've already paid the conditional use permit, right? So cool. Now I got to pay the septic and the electric and then get the address. And that's a couple thousand. So that's hopefully what I can get out of that truck. Boom, done. Next one, electric. I already have the pole. Already worked and went and bought some stuff and traded and whatever and got some conduit. Not enough. I need about another $300 in parts for electric and then a check to the electric company for about $2,000. About $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Boom, the electric's in, guys. Last thing's going to be septic. Now that's a bigger bill to pay. It is. It's about $5,000 to put in the septic. I've got months to do that. You know what I'm saying? I got months to do that. So I'll figure that's where I have some other investment. You know what I'm saying? I only got one pup buck. I only have just pants. I don't have Tango anymore. We lost Tango a little while back. So I thought I've seen you since then, but lost my big guy, but had to put him down. But Mr. Bone is right here with me. He's here with the dad. Being a good boy. Just being the dad's boy. Being the best puppy there ever did was. Oh, I love you, boy. Coming to get some hugs. Coming to get some hugs. Oh, he's such a good guy. Thanks for asking. Okay. So either way, like I said, this is a big deal for me, guys. This is okay. It's a big day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's okay. I got 13 years with him, so it was hard to put him down. But It was his time. It wasn't, but it was. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't because he's a puppy the day before. Remember, he's just a big old puppy, and then he wasn't. So, but Father doesn't make mistakes. And I got 13 years with him, and I'm glad I didn't have the money because I would have spent it, and now that money can be spent on the ministry. And it's not like I didn't get 13 awesome, amazing years with him. And now I still have Bone, and I need to keep my spirits up so that he doesn't. And he's getting better. He really struggled at first, but he's figuring it out. Him's figuring it out. He's a dad's boy. He's a dad's guy, huh? We miss biggest. Now he's my biggest one that I have. He was the second, but now he's the biggest. He's the biggest one now. He's my biggest guy that I love. Do you love your dad? We hang out a lot. He works with Dad, and he's a good helper. He's always trying to help Dad. He's not normally too far from my side. So, again, I appreciate asking. So, like I said, I try to keep my spirits up for him and for everything. I just don't want to. For him, I'm glad that I was able to work through it because it was very devastating. I just, like 2 days ago, I posted a picture of him online. I posted a picture of him when he's all sprawled out on the couch, and it pulled up on my Facebook memory, and it was hard to. But whatever. It's okay. I remember that I did get a lot of years with him, and 13 years for 130, almost 40-pound dog is way past their born on dating expiration. Even the people at the vet said he lived many years past his normal lifestyle. He should have passed at an earlier time. 8 to 10 years as a dog his size, like standard poodles, they don't live to be 11, 12, 13. They pass at 8, 9, 10 years old, and normally it's because they got that big body cavity and their stomach turns inside. It's like an old age thing for dogs. When they die of an old age, their stomach will turn. Tango's stomach didn't turn until he was 13, and he's so they told me they were blown away. They're like, he doesn't even have any black. He didn't have any gray in his face. No gray at all. He looks like how old? I told them, they're like, no way. He's got to be like 6 or 7. I said, no, he's 13. They're like, you got to be kidding me. I said, yeah, I swear it's the dog food. I've always fed him. I don't feed him people food. I don't let people give him people food. It's like when I went to the store the other day, I went to the feed store to get the chicken feed. And the guy's like, hey, do you want a treat for your dog? It's like, is it a good treat, or what is it? Is it a piece of meat, or is it just a bone? I said, no. He's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, I don't give my dogs that's treats are what hurt a dog normally. The food is not normally what will hurt a dog. Cats and dogs, it's these treats that are that end up killing these animals. So always been a stickler to buy my animals the best. They eat better than I do. I think we probably should switch over to dog food. There ain't all those preservatives in there. It's got a higher protein content. I'm not saying eat dog food, but it's lamb and rice is what I've been feeding Diamond for 13 years. I fed Tango that, and I would not let anybody give him nothing. And I was really dealt to make them a garbage disposal. They can have a little bit of food, but they're not supposed to eat salt and peppers and all these spices, and dogs don't eat that crap. Think about what it eats in the wild. Think about that in anything. So does the dog eat corn? You ever seen a dog go to a cornfield, just start chomping and shuck the corn and eat the corn? Don't put corn in a dog's body. Don't put corn in your body if you can help it, for Christ's sake. It's not something, look how your body, takes care of it. So what do you think a dog, 70% of the ingredient that you're feeding that dog is corn? No wonder it poops all over your backyard. Just by buying better dog food, they poop about half as much. They don't even eat as much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a stickler, and I appreciate, you asking, but I do think it was that I was rigid about that. No milk bones at the gas station, and the guys are bummed. I'm like, dude, I totally appreciate you guys giving these dog bones out because it's cool that you do that. I mean, it's just a little extra little thing, that makes a difference. It's like, dude, nobody's personable like that, but it's a little I tell them, and a lot of them are like, no, I appreciate that. I've been feeding these to my dog. I'll stop feeding these to my dog. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I'm not telling you, be careful when you change a dog's diet. It's going to get diarrhea. It's going to get a loose stool if you change its diet. And I'm careful, but okay. Anyways, guys, so appreciate it. I miss him. maybe someday. I had a lady offer me like a freaking $2,000 dog. Seriously, when I got the chickens, I brought Bone, and she's like, "Oh my God, that is the most well-behaved dog I've ever seen." She's a breeder. I said, "Well, I'm a breeder too." She's like, "Well, okay, that makes sense now." And she wanted to give me one of her dogs because Pants went over there and was hanging. She's like, "That dog has never been like that with anybody, ever, ever." I don't know how your dog is doing that. That's so crazy that, and she literally, when I left, she's like, "Do you want to take that dog with you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, I've never seen her act like that, and I want her, you seem like that. We've had a discussion for half an hour, and animal husbandry. If you want to take that dog, you are more than welcome to take her with you when you leave." And I was like, whoa. I mean, she lived on like a $25 million ranch or whatever over there out in the country there and in Bend and, or whatever. And I was just blown away, but I just couldn't do it, guys. She's like, "Are you sure? I think you need this dog right now. You told me, you lost your dog, and I just think you're being a little guarded, and you don't have to. You'll keep my number. I won't, but I want to let you know." I was just blown away. You know what I'm saying? It's just blown away. So it was hard to just, like I said, to walk away and say no. How do you say, "Oh, what the heck's going on with my phone?" Oh, my phone was acting all weird. Appreciate the lucky clover there, Carl. So I can't though, guys. I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying? It's a big commitment to me. If I take on an animal, that's 18 years, guys. That's like having a kid. What the heck is going on with I got something going on with my phone. Do you got something on my screen? Hold on. My phone is acting weird, guys. What is going on with my phone? Okay, there might have been something. It's still doing it. I don't know what it's doing. It keeps flashing something over here at the top. What is that? I don't know. Okay, my apologies. So again, guys, I'm super just beside myself. I truly am. I didn't hear back from the people this weekend, but I went and looked at the pictures. If you look in the picture of the JPEG picture, it's a picture of this place that I'm trying to get, this single wide. And actually, I think it's a 2-bedroom. I think it's got a bedroom on each side. I thought it was just a one. Yeah, it's just something on my screen keeps flashing. It's like a little circle, like the button. If you hit it, pulls up like a little round window. So I was able to pull the investment, guys, which is the money that I needed, which I already have. I've been super stingy with, like I said, I can't spend any money right now. I don't really ever buy myself anything because I don't need anything. I have everything I need, so I don't need anything. I don't have any desire in life to, if I can have this, I got a piece of crap vehicle that gets me around. That's what I need. That's what I need. Transportation to be able to move around. I don't have like a need. I don't want anything. So for the ministry is what I serve. And so this gives me the abilities to super focus. So I've been able to keep, my super tight. Like I said, the only thing I looked at, where did I spend any more money? I think I bought like a couple pizzas or something when I went into town, some food. And sometimes I didn't. I just didn't eat. I'm like, well, I'll just wait and go home and cook some food. I have food at home. It's a long drive, but a couple hours, 4 or 5 hours. But I was like, I don't. And I went to the Chinese buffet one time. So I been super tight, and it allowed me, and I thought I had a little bit more, but remember I told you that I went and did some recent, I bought a trailer so I could build a tiny home. In my eyes, I had a couple months. I was like, I'm going to buy that trailer and build it into a tiny home, a mobile tiny home. It'll be a smaller one. It'll be cute. I'll make it dainty. It'll be cute. I'll know how to build it, and it'll give me a couple months to build it out to have that money for the septic. So it's like, well, I'll start that septic money with a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? We'll turn that $200 into like 3,000. That's how I work, guys. Maybe a couple thousand. You know what I'm saying? That's how I work. I'm a horse trader. I start with a base, and then I'll build up from the ground up. So appreciate it. And that's what I'm doing here with this ministry here, is getting this, and I've already kind of built it from the ground up. And now I'd like to get this property onto the grid so that we can start tithing food back to you guys and sending you guys food. You guys send to the ministry and help out with comments and stuff and keep me going for now. No money has to come in. I'll accomplish this, and I'll still send that food out to you, even if nobody sends, no, I do appreciate, I'm saying, I'm not going to stop out here. So we're going to accomplish this. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I went ahead and pulled the investment. I'd like to keep it in there because, like I said, and I'll be able to see, because if I keep it some in on the table, it keeps going up. But oh well, leave it alone. Now I have the funding that I need. Now I need to hear from this person back. Seriously, like, and actually, I don't have the funding because it takes a day. You know what I'm saying? It takes a day, but I can tell them, hey, I've got this. Boom, I've got this. Here's take, this down, and I'll meet you when you drop it tomorrow. So I want to. I'm even anticipating maybe, going into town in the next day or 2 or 3 or something like that, and checking with the guy that I had and say, hey, can I have that person's number? I'd like to go out and take a look at this unit, maybe go give them a deposit in person, because I actually have somebody kind of third party person helping me secure this. I'd already asked them a couple times, and then asked them again because I'm a persistent person. No to me means next offer. I don't hear N, I don't hear O. The N means next and the O means offer. So I keep coming at you. Hey, whatever. So I just something I felt that. So, but he did. He sent me the pictures, and it needs a lot of cleanup. It looks like I looked outside the pictures, and there's a lot of stuff around the building and stuff. So maybe they need to clean it out. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why I didn't hear from him this weekend, because I told him, hey, I want to put a deposit on this. I want to get this knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like I'm there. As far as if this does, I've now secured the funding for the building that I need. So. I'll have to pull back a little bit of the funding to go get the starter today, but I don't think that's going to be the deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Between the two. So I'm super beside myself, guys. I really am. This is going to be the biggest portion that was the unknown for me on this. And this will give me the ability to build this out in a little bit slower, which I'm not going to try to, go, snail's pace, but in a little bit more pace where I can be done before next winter, having this ready to go. And I can, if it sits through the winter and I don't get the whole remodel on the outside done, that's okay. I would have had to build a whole building. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I looked at, so why am I short funding? Well, I bought some material to build a house, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought I was going to have to build a house on my own because I couldn't find anything. I'm in a timeline now. Like I have a meeting next month with the county to push all this even further forward. It puts it out, and is anybody in the area object to him building a single level? And I'm not building a 50-story. There's a data mining station going in up here that people are freaking out about. So I don't think they're going to care that I'm putting a home out here, and I've already been here for 10 years, so to speak. So I don't think I'll have any issues with that. That should go, and then that pushes that process. And then having this house here, I'm saying, having this building is like, okay, I don't need to worry about that anymore. It's here, and I can figure out where I want to set it, where I want to build the pad or whatever, and it gives me a little bit more room. So that was the unknown. Now it's not. I'm saying now an interruption there, so we might get some interruption. Not a whole lot of energy in the sun, so I don't know what's going on. So I apologize. But again, having this knocked out is so huge. So like I said, the investment came down today. So I don't want to have lost that much money, a couple bucks or whatever. But hey, a couple more bucks. It should be available in the next day or two. So maybe I can go up into town the next couple of days and speak with the guy again and say, hey, can I get the number? Because I know he called him and say, hey, this guy with the, looking for the, get it all set up. Maybe go out there and give him half the money down in person. You know what I'm saying? Here, take this, and can you deliver this next week, this week, or whatever, just whenever it's convenient for him. Once I'm in it, lock, stock, and barrel, boom, it's done, guys. So that is a big thing for me. I'm kind of cloud nine in it right now. I don't mean to go there, and I shouldn't. I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch, but it's good to know that the funding is there. How am I going to come up with a phone bill this month? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll go take some cans back. I don't think I have enough for cans, but I'll figure it out. I got change. Remember, I got quarters. I need to do some laundry here the next day or 3 too. But I'm just going to, like I said, take this off in bits and sections. And this is such a big thing, though, to know that it's knocked out and it's out of the way. And now I can work on the knowns. It kind of takes some of the unknown out of this. Remember, I was a little concern on what and how, and this is actually what I put in my original site map, site plan on what I was going to do. So this shouldn't be, this will go right along with what I'm already doing. So this is Father working, and I'm so stoked today. I really am. It's been a long, hard grind to get here, and I got a long way to go. But pulling this, I should have done it sooner, but it's okay. And like I said, I wanted to kind of come in and go, well, that's kind of a little lesson to be taught there too about, hey, sometimes when you don't be greedy, if you can pull your original investment out and leave something on the table, you're a winner at that point. If it's $1, 10, 100, 500, 1,000, whatever your original investment, when you pull that out, and I'm not giving economic advice, you have won. If there's something on the table, whatever it is, that's your win right there. Now, if that grows, then your win grows, right? So the whole idea is, so for me is, well, but if I leave it all in there, the whole thing will grow as a whole. I don't know if I would have done that, brothers, sisters, to begin with, if I would have made that money back up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that, I don't invest that. I'm not giving any economic advice, but I know today, actually it was before the market opens, I went ahead and decided I'm going to do this no matter how much I would have, win or lose in the future. I'm going to take what's there and pull a small profit out of it, take back what I originally put in it, and leave some on the table. And that way I'll win all the way across the board. And so I'm a winner today. So I feel like it, kind of, sort of speak, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get big wins like this very often. I mean, I make chunks and stuff, but as you guys have been following me for a little bit and are subscribed to the channel, you can see this has been a big thing for me. So can I, things as Jews, there you go. Is that think as a Jew as if they could? Okay, I think that's what you meant. But all glory to Father, because he made me work my tail off for everything. Like I said, look, I just told you I bought a $200 trailer, $270 or whatever, with some tires, and I'm going to turn that possibly into $2,000. Take material that I have, and it won't be perfect, but it'll be nice. You know what I'm saying? It'll be one off. There won't be another one like it. It might take me a couple months to build, but that will be the funding to help me towards the end of this, probably June. Hopefully I can have it done by June, April, May, June, at the very latest, and then I'll be ready to put the septic in by then, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully before then, I can accomplish a lot of these things sooner if I stay focused. I'm gonna stay focused, like I said, and I may pull my other investment. Like I said, I have some money and some actual physical, not a lot. So I just had to spend a lot of it. I had to spend it all. So I've only, remember, it's December, and it's only, right? I mean, how long has it been? Hadn't even been that long since I've been out. So it's not like, I've had a whole lot of time to collect this stuff back up. Like before, I had 15 years the first time to put it together, the first time it was taken. And then second time wasn't that long, but about 5 years. And then, so didn't have a whole lot of time. So it's not like I got a big stack, but it might be enough to, again, secure permitting and, like I said, so I'm going to probably do that next. So, and I don't know. Almost something tells me just do it now. It really does. If something tells me just do it, who cares? Just do it. Just like this one, because I feel like a winner, so to speak. But I do need it to go up a little bit because they're not paying the actual spot price right now, and like it's $100 to buy precious metals online. You know what I'm saying? Outstanding. Well, you're welcome to do that. That the ministry is not going to go anywhere. That's the nice thing about this place. I might go on the road, not leave Oregon right now, but you know what I'm saying? But the ministry can still serve even if I'm not here. That's a beautiful thing. Think about that. The ministry can still serve after I'm gone. Heck yeah. That's freaking awesome to think of that. That's legacy, boys. That's infamous. Go down and let the ministry serve year after I'm gone. House people, feed people, clothe people. That's something that a soul could lie in the dirt and rest. If Father will come back, with send Shiloh for 100, 200 years, I can lay there in the dirt and be happy. You know what I'm saying? And be like, freak you out, man. There are people up there still, still being able to enjoy and share the word in the name of the ministry. And that's that's purpose. That's purpose. So that's why I get up every day and do it. That's my purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's the ministry. Isn't that awesome? You know what I'm saying? To be able to, everybody has a different goal, and, you know, and I don't have to do this, but it's a good goal to work towards. To not be under the, like I told you, I don't want to do this where I feel stressed out, and I'm not going to get stressed out. I'll just not do it. I won't do it. I just won't do it. Like that, whatever. I'm not, though. I'm able to, you know what I'm saying? By doing it this way. I told you, if you set goals you can meet. Some people set their standards and their goals so high they never can reach that, you know, and that's kind of like what I was doing with some of this investments. That's what I'm thinking here in the next week. I'm going to pull whatever loss. If I start seeing metals crashing, I'm probably just going to, and so will a lot of other people. I'll be buying into it, making it worse for everybody else and going and selling. But I don't care about anybody else. I care about this ministry right now. Most people are evil. Nobody's going to, that's fine. I'm not going to be mean to them or evil to them, but I got to worry about this ministry and the people that the ministry serves here, this body, you know, and the people who flock to this ministry are the ones that I serve. So I'm not worried about anybody else right now. I don't touch their lives, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to affect their lives or negative or a positive way. I'm not being an NPC. I'm just staying focused on what's in front of me. Otherwise, I have a brain that wants to think about all things all the time. It's just the way my brain works. So I'm thankful Father has put this in front of me again, that he can allow me to bite this off and reach goals, and don't bite off more than you can chew. And I think this is something that's palatable. You know what I'm saying? I can chew this. So probably this week I'll be trying to do some kind of pulling some kind of profit, you know what I mean? And obviously never sell your whole stack. Same thing. Leave a little bit on the table. And if I can pull my original investment, that's probably what I'm going to do. So what? I didn't make more money on it. At least I was able to retain my investment when things have just gotten more and more expensive. Correct? See, so even if it would just kept up with itself and I didn't really make any money, I didn't lose any money. So that's a win too. So I'm seriously thinking about it. Like I said, this week, I'm going to try to take what little bit that I have and pull the profit or pull the original investment. Be a man of my word. Don't tell you, hey, practice what I preach, right? Practice what I preach. So we'll see. They were nosediving this first part of the day. You know, the opening of the bell here this morning, it started nosediving a little bit. Silver got down into the 70 something, you know, which is still a good for people got in. You know, I some of the prices I got in at the premiums. So, you know, I'll probably be able to pull some profit, you know, pretty soon, you know, and not nearly as much as if I would have done it earlier. Same thing, but oh well, it's not wrong to ever take and pull your profits out, you know, pull some profit out. If you can pull your original investment and leave something on the table, that's a better way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Nice. So excited, guys. Like I said, I got ants in my pants. I want to go up into town today and tell that guy, hey, let's do this. Let me get a hold of this guy. But actually, because of the investment online, it takes a day to clear. So I should maybe land tomorrow or the next day. So I'll go pull it. So I think that's what I'll wait for that to land and then go pull it, because I'll have all the funds pretty much. So I'm going to wait too on the part of the truck before I go into town. And I don't want to waste the gas. You know what I'm saying? This is how I got to be streamlined right now. No waste, minimalist, it's not want not. So I'll keep pushing. You know what I mean? I'll keep pushing forward. So what an exciting day, guys. Like I said, the building is old. I started looking at and zooming in on some of the pictures, and but it's a 1978. What the hell do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Nothing, some bleach. I need to buy 3 or 4 big bottles of bleach. You know what I'm saying? Some scrub brushes and just get at her. You know what I mean? Just bleach it. Make it smell like a stinking hospital in there or something, you know? You do it 3 or 4 times or whatever. Just get it bleached out and kill everything in there, you know? Start all over from scratch, so to speak. But again, what an exciting day for this ministry. I know you guys might not be getting excited as I am, but for me, it's a huge day to think that win. Took the original investment, pulled a little bit of profit, not much, just a little bit, and then left some on the table, which is still profit, but I could lose all of that. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's a win situation. So I'm super stoked, guys. Super stoked. And here, I won't stay on here too long, but whoa, because I want to call the part store and see how much that part is, so I know. And then I'm going to try to figure out how to secure the funds for that. Like I said yesterday, I was pulling some more things out of the back of the property, working on the vehicle. I was pretty busy yesterday. I want to stay busy today again too. I don't want to waste time right now, being that, you know, it will get hot and I'll be like, man, I should have worked when the weather was just nearly perfect. You know, a little cold, but hey, I can work in the winter and fool myself that it's summer, that the air conditioning's on. I think I can go out there in regular weather and not even think about it. You know what I'm saying? So, but got seeds. There are some of these seeds are sprouting that I planted already. Those are such good seeds from True Leaf Market. There's already a pea that's sprouted. There's already the green beans are already sprouting. The it's either the cantaloupe or the cucumbers. I can't tell when they're that small. I should have put some kind of mark on it, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Just grow the darn food. Nice. Outstanding. I have some crows. I don't have ravens out here. There are ravens out here, but you see them. I have a pair of crows out here that have been on this property for pre-COVID. They pretty much settled in here. I remember that. It was pre-COVID, and they've been here ever since. There's lots of them out here, but they're the same. I know they don't really leave this area. And you kind of learn, even though they're all black, they're all the same. No, they're not. No, they're not. They might appear the same if you think they are, but if you can kind of build a relationship with them, you can see they have a little bit different personality, different, you know, the way they move around. Some will pair up, some actually will group up, some single out or whatever. They can get some individuality. Oh, it's just a blackbird. They're not even black. Remember, they're like a opalescent. Our eyes just don't see the actual color of a raven is not black. It's more like a pearl color than a black, but that's the way our eyes see and the crows is in that dark spectrum. They have filters that show that's the way our eye without filters that way. But they have things you can look at and look at a raven. If you look it up, or a crow, you'll see what I'm saying. They're not black like people think they are. That's just the way our eye sees that, but they're not the way other animals see them. Other animals don't look black to other animals. That's what's neat. You know what I'm saying? Is the other animals, they see them without the filter, so they can see that they're, you know, but they're obviously, they're one of the most intelligent birds on this rock, and there's a reason you can't own one. You're not supposed to, you can't own a crow or a raven. So, and I know why. So they can be trained, you know what I'm saying? They can be trained. So yeah, imagine being, whoa, what is going on with this screen? Wow. My screen is acting so weird today, guys. So, but anyways, I think they're amazing birds. I've always, you know, like I said, I've taken a liking to them, and then they're good for if you're somebody like me who has chickens. They generally do not. I mean, they can, but it's a real oddity for them to go after chickens. It really isn't any kind of normality for them to attack a flock of chickens. Maybe a rooster or something, you know, on it, but that's not. Actually, they are known to protect chicken flocks from hawks and falcons and eagles. You know, so if you have some ravens or crows that hang around your property, they're really do a pretty good job at protecting the flocks. And I know they sit out here. My rooster gets all crazy when he's out there because they don't know that, but it's that, like I said, they help keep a lot of the predator birds away from your chicken flock. So what a great asset to have out here. I love those pair that's been out here. I probably go out here and they're somewhere right around here. That's what I'm saying. That's why I know they're these birds, because they're not normally very far from this area. I'll see them. They normally go about 1 power pole up from here. That's about the farthest they'll go up. And I mean, there's probably 30 power, well, 10 power poles up, but I mean, like to the next property up there. That's about the edge. And then they stay along this, and they stay and they fly in this pivot, and they come and they'll actually go back over towards Summer Lake. I see them go over that way, and then they come back over here, but they stay in this particular area, and this just seems to be their pattern. They like this end of the valley, probably some of the better pickings out here. It is the water, and but there's a pair that's been out here. And crows are actually a sign of change. They're like they took them and put them into like witches and all that. That's not what a crow is. That they've hijacked that Halloween and all that. Crows are a their sign is change, not death, not reaper, not just because people think they're black. That's what they associate it with, Samhain and fall festivals and death. That's not true. They're a sign of change, not death, and people misinterpret the crow. So one of the most intelligent species probably on this rock. They truly are masterminds. They can figure out things, jigsaw puzzles, and figure out how to do all kinds of, what do they call those, different kinds they can figure out how to use different things to get things out of use sticks to fish things out, and they're intelligent. They're extremely smart. And if you, like I said, I know people like us, you're not supposed to, but people who have taught them to, if you can capture their attention, not capture them, and feed them, problem solvers. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. If you can capture their mind, not actually physical body, and then start feeding them, you can trade them feed. So some like to bring back shiny things, and some ravens, and even more crows than ravens, but crows there's a lot more. I believe there's a lot more crows than ravens. That's why you'd see more, but they have a similar type of mentality. They'll go out and find you little trinkets and treasures. Maybe you could get it to find something that's gold. That's the color that I want, and you get your special treat, and it'll bring you back shiny gold things. Probably pretty good to befriend a raven or a crow, isn't it? That's why they don't want you to own them. So better than a pigeon, huh? So be friendly to your crows. Take good care of your crows. They'll say, scratch my back and I'll scratch yours, right? So most people don't know that about crows. Crows are amazing animals. So I dig mine out here. I've never befriended them like that. I kind of like them to have their wild. I don't want to do that with them. I don't want them to have that. They come around. They know who I am. They stay around here. They've been out here. They go out there when I'm working in the back and fly around me and stuff. So they know who I am. Like I said, I've been here long. I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to feed them or anything. They come here and eat stuff off the whatever when the chickens feed, whatever different things and scraps or whatever. But they don't, they don't come on a regular basis to eat. And I'm sure I could do that very easily with them. But then I don't want to. That's not what I want to do with them. I want them just to fly around here and just come and go as they please, not try to make them come back here on some schedule. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. That's like domesticating them. I don't want to do that to them. I like what they are right now. They're kind of a wild pair. So they do their thing. They come and go wherever they please. And I love the way my crows sound so crazy in the air too. They're whoa, 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 whoa. They're one of those birds. A lot of birds you don't hear. But you can hear those. The ones that are out, this pair I had, they are loud when they're flying around me up there, chasing each other and playing with each other and swooping down near me. And they'll do that out there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you can teach them to do some pretty naughty things, right? So Carl's got it. I didn't say it. Carl said it. So, but they're loud. They're loud. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you, at least this pair here, they can make some freaking noise, and you're like, what in the heck? But then oh, here they come, you know. And sometimes I don't hear them. It's weird. It's like sometimes when they fly, they don't make that real head sound, but boy, when they want to make that sound and they make that wing that, it's like, whoa, man, that's normally when they're tangling around with each other and stuff when they're. So I don't know if you've ever had a pair of them, but they can be quite loud. Their wings, you can hear their wings like loud enough to look up and like, wow, what the heck is that? You know. But these guys are awesome. I, like I said, appreciate them. How they do a good job of keeping the front, you know, keep it up there, and they hang out on the, because I have lots of poles out here. They love to hang out on the. They don't harass them, but they'll sit up there and I think they just laugh at the chickens because the rooster get out there, start growing, you know, cackling at him because he's trying to protect his flock. Yeah, they don't do that. Doing really hard, you know, not just their normal. They're I mean, there's obviously you can hear it because they're cutting through back and forth and back. It's not just they're flying by. That I don't hear them when they do that. It's like they're cutting back and forth on top of each other, you know, and then they'll do that around me or something, then fly off, you know, and then I won't hear the noise. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's weird. I could never, you know, figure out what it was. You know, one time because I'm out there working and down in the hole and didn't even pay attention. And one time I looked up and it was them. I'm like, oh wow, you know, because my field of vision was pretty narrow down in the hole. So they've been here for a long time. Like I said, I remember actually those crows have been here for probably a lot longer. I just didn't realize that they were the same pair. I mean, there's thousands of crows in this valley. There really is a lot of them out here between the pivots and stuff. This is a good area for them. There's more birds in this area than anywhere else I've ever been. I'm serious. This place is more predator birds, more falcons, more sparrow or hawks, more, you know, eagles, just all the predator birds in this area are just predominantly. And that, you know, it slowed down a little bit this last year, but it seems like we're starting to get some more of the birds coming back this year. They go in cycles like the rabbits and stuff out here. You know, some years there's more, some years there's less. Same thing, the rodents, you know, just cycles out here. There's the deserts like that. It goes in cycles. Some years it's greener, some years it's not. You know, it's just different cycles. But anyways, let me check my seeds here. Let me check my seeds. Oh yeah. Look at that. Green beans are starting to pop. I think those are cucumber beans. And I think these are cantaloupe over here. Cantaloupe. Yeah, peas, green beans, cantaloupe. Those are, what are those? Those are pepper? Or no, what are those? I can't remember. Those aren't onion seeds. Onion seeds are black. What the heck are those again? Probably peppers. I bet pepper seeds. Yeah, I think that's what they are, pepper seeds. So look at those. Just a couple days. Everything else is underneath theirs. These aren't sprouting. Nothing under here. These are those other. Let me see if I can pull that ledge up there. Oh no, I'm just gonna leave it. I'll mess with it later. But I'm gonna let those get a little bit longer. Those are probably almost ready to come out of there. Look at that. Another day, by the end of the day, those will probably be ready to be planted. So, heck yeah, True Leaf Market has some of the best. Yeah, I think those are pepper seeds. They just kind of got a little swollen. They're fattening up a little bit, but that's just my little seed in there somewhere. Look, there's a little seed down in there. That's some kind of herbal seeds there. Something must be some kind of medicinal. Oh. That's my little tray that I made, the seed starter. Give me a second, guys. Got to throw some Well, I'm going to have ants in my pants all day. I truly am. Knowing that I think tomorrow again is when hopefully that investment takes a day to pay out. It'll land. So I think tomorrow I'm going to go up into town. Maybe tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. But can't get no tacos, see? Got to be a cheapskate. Can't get tacos in town. Got to just go do my business and come home. That's how I do it. It's Taco Tuesday. Well, come on, phone. What the heck is this doing? My phone is acting so crazy right now. Truly is acting weird. So anyways, appreciate it, guys. I'm going to get up here and call the parts store and find out how much this part is going to be. Okay. I might come back up on here for a little bit and check back in with you guys. Appreciate whoever gave that. Somebody gave a tithe. I don't know who it was, but I appreciate that. I will use it today. Okay. I'll take and put that towards the starter. I need the, because I think if I can get that starter on that Ford, that I can sell it for a couple $1,000s. So it takes money to make money. I got to take a little bit from my funds out and put it towards something else, but I'll be able to make it back, but I don't know how long it'll take me to sell. That's why I don't want to do it. Cause I'm like, how long will it take me to sell the truck? I don't want to get wrapped up while I have it now. So, again, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in and being a witness to, a very exciting day for the ministry. Super exciting to be able to know that, okay, it's there. If Father allows this right now, we'll put the funds towards the building. We'll get it brought out here, and then I can just steady Eddie, just keep, that's what I was yesterday, starting to pull some of my things out. You know what I'm saying? I just touched my phone. Look at what it's doing. It's doing all on it. So yeah, I got to end the stream, guys. This thing is being nutty. So now my stream's all locked up. Oh, this thing is being weird. Is my stream locked up? Yeah, so. Okay. Appreciate it. Dude. Look at my ugly mug all day. So I love you, brothers, sisters. Again, wanted to let everybody know what's going on. I'm going to try to get some more things done out here today as well. So kind of had ants in my pants. Like I said, wanted to share with you guys what's going on. So exciting. Anybody else wants to make a donation towards the ministry, the starter, there's links in the description, and you don't have to, but it's there if you want to, and I will put it towards the ministry. So we'll see you on the next HD high desert, not high definition. Obviously, we're having some issues with the visuals there always, and come back when you have some more time. Okay. Thank you. And thanks for being a witness. We're going to knock this out. We're going to set goals we can reach. Thanks for being part of it. So appreciate you guys doing what you do. Remember, nothing is ever required other than time. Don't ever feel any way obligated. Please, 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 please. But I cannot say enough that I don't want to take from anybody. It's a ministry. What I'm doing here is for the ministry. So just being a part of the ministry, just let me say it and don't feel obligated. Okay. The right person that has the like I said, they can just throw it in the air and make it rain is the person that I want to donate to this ministry. Because then we have things to buy, socks and underwear. What if somebody gives money to this industry and they got holes in their underwear? You know what I'm saying? Father going to put a hurting on me, pay back double the measure, won't he? I don't want to be on the end of that judgment. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to ever feel like I'm grifting anybody. I'm building a ministry, and that's where the funds are going. And I can show you and track everything I'm doing out here. You can see the fruits of the labor. They're coming together. So appreciate you guys being a witness. Just be a witness. That is the support that I need. If you have any kind of monetary, that's fine, but it's never required to be a part of this ministry ever, ever, ever. And that still gives you the ability to come out here, come to the barbecue, come out and stay in the cabins, come out and enjoy this amenities that are out here without a single donation ever. Okay. So don't feel obligated, please. I can't make myself, clear enough on that. I want it to be from Father, because it's a ministry. You don't build on sinking sand, and you don't build on something that's not righteous and upright, especially when you're trying to build a ministry, right? So the physical aspect. This online ministry is the most awesome thing. It's better than the physical because as I said, and I'll let you go after this, as many of us, the word is hokadesh, spirit, will never see each other in flesh. This is a prelude to what is coming after death. We will be together after this flesh, just like we are now in spirit. So this is kind of, again, of what is coming. I love it. It's kind of like the pre-party to the wedding feast of the lambs, so, and it's a long party, right? So we're just celebrating, not in vain of calendar days. We celebrate every day and give thanks every day. So thank you, Rose Sisters. I appreciate it. Father will provide, and I'm going to keep working at it. So I'll give you more updates as things, progress out here. So I love it. I love it, man. This is just, it's such an amazing thing to see this. It's been a long time in the making. So I should have done this sooner. I really should have, but it's my thing that I don't want to give to the system. But you give unto Caesar what is to Caesar, and you give unto the Lord what is to the Lord, right? So Father knows, sometimes it takes a little bit. You've got to put your head down and duck sometimes to live to fight another day, right? You don't just put your head out there. So that's right. Timing's perfect. So but good timing. What an amazing day. I'm never going to forget this day, guys. I mean, this is a big portion for me. It's just a single, ugly, single, stinky 1978 single wide trailer, but it's not going to look like that potentially in 6 months and a year from now. It'll be a nice studio, have a nice ability for somebody to come out. I think it's 2 bedrooms, so we can have somebody stay on one end or whatever, come out and visit if they didn't want to stay in the cabin a little bit more. There's a flushing toilet in there, the whole, it's just going to add to this ministry. So I'm super stoked about it. Thank you for letting me update you on it, and let you see what's going. So I didn't know if we were going to get it done here this week, but this week now I'm shooting towards getting that permitting done so that we can get the electric going. So I'd like to get this done sooner, come ahead of schedule. I don't want to be doing this in the wintertime. So weather is getting near perfect right now. So if I can move forward with this, be digging instead of digging at 90-degree days and 50 and 60-degree days, that's where I'd like to be digging. You know what I'm saying? I can't tear up my driveway until I have the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's a road it crosses over a driveway. I can't get that all, I got to do it in steps. So thank you again. I don't know who that was that tied to this ministry, but somebody left us a Cash App tithe, and I'm going to use that. It's about a third of the starter, so I don't give you the exact or whatever, but I appreciate it. I don't know who it was, so I don't recognize the name. So I appreciate it. Much Agape. We'll see you guys on the next HD High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries live stream. Okay? Thanks for letting me give you the update. Links are in the description. Leave comments, likes, help the ministry. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that like button. Doesn't cost you a single dime, okay? And thank you again for your comments, okay? That we're leaving on the comment section. It helps. It does. It lets other people see what the live stream is about. See if they want to go in and take a look, see what's inside. A lot of people like to window shop. So that's kind of what your comments do. They let people see what's going on a little bit in the comment section through after the live streams. They decide to watch the restream. So if you're watching the restream and you made it this far, I've been trying to keep these to about 2 hours, guys, if you notice. Right about that. I don't think I need to be doing no 6 and 8 hour streams anymore. Whatever. Not yet. We'll come back in the winter time. You know what I'm saying? Spring is in the air. I've kind of set a limit of 2 hours now for myself, and I've been doing pretty good. So love it. Appreciate it. It helps, and I could stay on here all day long. I really could, but I have other things that, I got to keep going out here. There's never a single moment in this ministry wasted. So, guys, to me, I hope you don't feel like it is. So to me, it's not. So I'll let you go. See you again. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.